Surgery in those days used to be done too. In those days, they used to do brain surgery. I'm sure you know. Hello? Yes, now. There's what we call the crude way of doing brain surgery, where they use a sharp stone and cut the person's head like this, round. Hello? And then open the brain. Then remove a growth, a tumor, and then close it again. And then use some instrument, sew it round, and leave the person for a while. The person will be okay. It's a surgery we do today, but in a cleaner, better way, unlike them. In those days, they used to do CS, but in a crude way. Are you there with me, somebody? In a crude way. So, you see, herbal treatment was the treatment intended originally. Are you getting me now? Okay. Now, but this was not part of God's program. Herbal treatment is not part of God's program. It's the fallen state. Man fell. So he had to resort to leaves, roots, stem in order to be healed or to remain healthy. Are you there with me now? Can we continue verse 19, please? Go on. Verse 19, please. And in the sweat of thy face shall thou eat bread. Say, God forbid. Till thou return unto the ground. For out of it was thou taken, and for dust thou art, and unto dust shall return. Meaning that everything from Genesis chapter 3 verse 17 is struggle. It means struggle. So God changed your easy life to a struggle-filled life. God forbid. Now that you are born again, which one do you prefer? Struggle-filled life or ease? Now go to Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy. For those who are born again, Deuteronomy chapter 30 verse 19 is your scripture. Let's read together. I want to go. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you what? Life and death. And before you what? Blessing and cursing. Therefore, let's read again. Choose what? Life, that both thou and thy seed may live. Go to Proverbs chapter 18 and verse 21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. They that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. So if you love your tongue, you eat what your tongue gives you. If you love speaking bad things, then eat the thing that you speak. I don't die, you know, easy, I don't tire, then you'll be tired. You know, go easy, you go die. Say, not my portion. Change, I don't tire, to I know tire. Change, you know, easy, to easy. Change, I don't die, to I know die. And I cannot die. And I will never die. Don't speak because you are diagnosed that you have cancer. I don't have cancer. But go and treat it. And then be believing that the thing is not there. Soon it will go. This my diabetes, Now type B diabetes, so you bought it in the market. I know it. That's why it's your own. This my diabetes. This my arthritis, This my rheumatism, This my waist pain, The way they do me, you bought it. So since you bought, I don't know how much dollars you used to buy it. Whether it's $100 or whether it's $1,000, you bought it so until it disappears. If you are causing it and it gives you cope, take drugs. There's nothing wrong about that. In this church, we don't cancel drugs. But don't dwell on drugs. Life. First, struggle-free life. Second, struggle-filled life. The struggle-free life gave way for struggle-filled life. Now, Jesus said, come unto me, all who have what? Labored and are heavy laden. What happened? I will give you rest. So now that you have come to Jesus, what do you take from Jesus? Rest. Hello. Hence now you have taken rest from Jesus. Do you still have struggle-free life? So start changing now to what? Struggle-free life. How do I change it? As a man thinketh in his heart, so easy. Change your thought. How do I now assume the struggle-free life? Begin to change what you confess. With the heart, man believe unto righteousness. With the mouth, confession is made unto salvation. That's why God said, choose life that you may live. So choose it with your words. Choose it with your thinking. Choose it with your imagination. Choose life. The path of the struggle-free life is a life that God intends for you. and not the struggle-filled life. Okay. Now, rest means cessation from works. Not stopping work. God did not stop work because he was tired. He finished the work. Genesis chapter 2 verse 1. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished. And verse 2. God rested. He didn't rest because he was tired. He rested because he had finished his work. So, you are not resting because you are tired. And you are not resting because you don't want to work again. There is work in rest. After all, Adam was created in his rest. And he gave an assignment. God gave an assignment to walk in rest. So it was walking while resting. Walking in his rest. Now let me give you a picturesque example of what I'm saying now. Please come, both of you. Now for instance, this is your father. He owns a company. And you are the son of this man. But you are an employee in his company. Watch. He's an employee in his company. He is the son of this man. Then both of them came to work late. What will be the fate of this one? Query, sack, anything can happen. Hello, what will be the fate of this one? Scolding. Take your time, oh. Take your time, oh. This thing you are doing, take your time, oh. It don't end. So if this one, hello, is his friend, and they are going to work late, this one is walking in his rest. This one is not walking in his rest. This one is walking to eat. This one is not walking to eat. Did you catch the picture? He's not walking to eat. The company is his father's company, so his company is his own. This one, no get company. So he's walking to eat. Now, in the beginning, we are with God, so we are not walking to eat. But the moment we left the presence of God, we started walking to eat. In the sweat of your face will you eat bread. Say not my portion. Say cancel, not my portion. Go. Did you get your picture now? So both areas you walk. Only that one is walking not to eat. But the other one is walking to survive, to eat. So the walking to eat, the walking to survive is a cost mentality. Okay. 7 signs that you are not in your rest. Please, these things I'm going to say, I'm not saying that they are bad though. I'm only saying that the signs that you are not in your rest. Because the things I'm going to list, some of you, but pastor, it's not bad now. It's not, I didn't say it's bad. What I mean is that you are not in your rest. Number 1, if you are walking in order to eat. Now, is it bad? Is it bad to walk in order to eat? It's not bad. But it is a sign that you are not in your rest. If you seek job because you want to survive, you are out of your rest because you are into what we call survival tactics. Number 2, another sign that you are not in your rest. I didn't say they are bad, but it means that you are not in your rest. If you work overtime to save some money, is it bad? Or you are not in your rest. You are not resting. Because if you do not work overtime, you won't have money left. Hello. But you see, that is the slave mentality that began from the moment God caused the ground for man's sake. Man began to, do things in order to gather. That's why, see, when in all over the world, not just Nigeria, all over the world, whether in UK, in America, it happens, but in Nigeria, it happens in a way that is so annoying. But in US, it can happen, but in a systematic way. When politicians enter office, they amass wealth for themselves and amass wealth for their children and children. It happens in US. That's why I see some of them, they are senators for 50 years. They are still senators. Yes, now go to US Senate now. You see a senator that has been a senator for 50 years. Waiting making still there for Senate for 50 years. And he's a grandfather. Hello. He has taken a lot of contracts for himself. And he does not want to. He is 80 years old. He's still a senator. 90 is still a senator. In US, you see it. Hello. The seat is for them for life. They don't want to leave it. So that is it. Because man is not in his rest. But at redemption, you have entered your rest. So change your mentality from the worldly mentality. See it in the kingdom mentality. Be in your rest. Why in company? As an employee. The friend is not secured, but him is secured. If he contravenes, that's what God does to us because we're in our rest. That's what God does to us because we're in our rest. Don't do like this again. Don't do it again. Okay, thank you, Daddy. Thank you, Daddy. It has ended. Hello. But if you're a servant, you'll be sacked. If you're a servant, you'll be queried. If you're an employee, you'll be queried. There is no rest. There is no rest. So, this rest we are talking about, it is not rest without work. It is rest with work, but you are working with all the assurances that God has got your back. Say, I hear. So, number 3. Another sign that you are not in your rest. If your idea of going to school is to have good grades, a good certificate that gives you a better chance of employment, then you are not in your rest. Hello. You came out first class, no job, no employment. Because most of the companies are not even looking at first class. Your first class. Hello. So before you know, your certificate is rotting. All the years you spend in school. You are in Donny Aziz. What are you doing there? There is one school in one village, inside one bush. And their physics teacher. Physics teacher. How much are they paying you? Something less than 60,000. Whereas the person that is talking to you, he has a good quality certificate. Listen to me. Don't put your faith in things. Put your faith in God. I've seen men without certificate employing people who have certificates. Favor. Ease. They found the ease, the struggle-free path, and they entered there. And they became an employer of people that have certificates. Has it not shocked you before? Hello. There was a time, one man in Ogunebeli, during the time of Peter Odeli, somehow, he was the least qualified among those who contested for mayor. But information said that the governor wanted him. I don't know whether it's correct, but me, that is where I had the thing. You understand? You people have your own correct version. Me, then I was in the other side of Ogunabalu, Orogboom, Aziz. That's where I was. I was an assistant pastor. So that period we were hearing. And then he became the mayor. And people were saying, he was not qualified. He was not qualified. Before you know, he became the major mayor. Major guy. Had connections, vast connection, had money. And there were people who went to school more than him. People who were more qualified than him. Listen, it's not about you have certificate. It's not about you are this, you have that. You can speak English. You can do this, you can do that. The struggle-free part, any man can access it. Change your mentality now. Stop working hard to make it. Be start. Say amen to that. Amen. Are you there with me? Number 4, another sign that you are not in your rest. If you are looking up to men to help your rest yet. I'm not saying that looking up to men to help you is bad. I didn't say it's bad. But if you make that your goal, you are not in your rest. It's a sign.